Welcome to Bite-Sized Folklore. Short journeys into long-forgotten legends, strange creature, supernatural echoes. Stories from the edge of what we know. Today we're heading to the Isle of Skye, a place where the mist never quite lifts, and the land seems older than time itself. Among Skye's jagged mountains and deep glens lies a lonely pass. A route once used by drovers, travellers and priests, and according to legend, something else. They called it the Biasd Bheulach, the beast of the pass. The Isle of Skye off Scotland's west coast is rich with folklore. Kelpies, fairies, giants and omens. It's a landscape shaped by memory. And on Skye, Bheulach, the Gaelic word for pass, often refers to narrow, wind-worn paths through the hills. Many stories name no specific location, but the Biasd Bheulach is most often connected to a route through the Sleat Peninsula in the island's south. It was a vital path, but also one that people feared. The Biasd wasn't just a predator, it was a presence. Something you didn't see but felt, breathing in the fog, watching from the slope. Some say it hunted livestock. Others said it waited for people, always at night, always alone. What exactly was the Biasd Bheulach? No one could agree, but all agreed that it was deadly. Descriptions vary wildly, which in folklore is rarely a good sign. Some claimed it had hooves. Others heard dragging steps or leathery wings. Some believed it was a shapeshifter, taking different forms depending on who encountered it. But most often, it wasn't seen at all, only heard. Heavy footsteps following through the mist, breathing just over your shoulder. A voice whispering your name in a tongue you didn't know. Or in a voice you did. And then, nothing. Until someone else found your pack. Or your blood. Of all the stories, the one most often told, and feared, is the tale of the priest. According to tradition, a visiting minister came to Sleat after hearing of the terrible creature that haunted the pass. Some say he was warned. Others say he believed it was superstition. He took his cross and his holy water and walked into the hills alone. What came out the next morning wasn't quite him. He was found collapsed near the kirk, his robes in tatters, his face blistered, his eyes burned black. He couldn't speak at first, but just before he died, he whispered one final sentence in broken Gaelic. There is no God in the pass. No one ever went looking for the beast after that. So what was the Biasd Bheulach? Some believed it was a Cúshí, the supernatural hound of the Highlands, often invisible, sometimes fatal. The Cúshí was said to snatch souls moving faster than the eye could follow. I have an episode on that one if you want to check that out. Others believed it was a cursed soul, perhaps a murderer or oathbreaker condemned to walk the hills forever, neither alive nor dead. And there's another theory, older still, that the pass itself is a thin place, a point where the veil between this world and the next wears thin. The Biasd then isn't a creature, but a force. Something ancient and unknowable that guards the boundary and punishes those who stray too close. Today the Isle of Skye is a haven for hikers, climbers and dreamers. Trails snake across the land once feared, and the passes, once used by herdsmen and pilgrims, are crossed every day. But the old stories haven't entirely gone away. Hikers still report strange sensations in some glens, a sudden presence in the air, like being watched. The sound of footsteps in the heather when no one is there. The overwhelming urge to just turn back. A few say they've heard whispers on the wind, their names spoken once, soft, with no one in sight. Others have no story at all, just an unexplained hour missing from their walk, with no memory of what happened in between. The Biasd Bheulach, like so many Highland legends, may never be traced to one origin. It lives in fragments, in warnings, in the space between sound and silence. But that's the thing about folklore. It's less about what's true, and more about what feels true. In the wild places in the dark, stories like this survive because people sense that something is there. That not everything in the mist is made of weather and stone. Maybe the Biasd Bheulach is a memory. Maybe it's a metaphor. Or maybe it's still there, curled in the crags, waiting for footsteps to follow. So if you find yourself alone in the hills of Skye and the fog starts to gather, walk quickly. Don't answer if someone calls your name, and whatever you do, don't stop in the pass. Thank you for listening to Bite-Sized Folklore. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review or share it with someone who walks a little too confidently in the dark. You can find more eerie tales at bitesizedfolklore.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, travel safe and trust the old warnings.